I'm Wendy Gray, psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, what is your name?
Lisa?
Okay. So how have you been doing, Lisa?
Okay.
Good, good. I'm just going to get a little background information from you, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Okay. So how old are you?
44.
Okay. And what level of education have you had?
I have a bachelor's degree in nursing.
Okay, good. How long have you had that?
9 years.
Good, good. Where do you work at?
At Baptist.
Okay. What field do you work in?
Mental health.
Okay, good. Well, that's a good field to be in. Are you married?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How long have you been married?
About 10 years.
Okay. Is that only marriage? Do you have any children?
I have a 14-year-old son, and then my stepson is in his 30s.
Oh, wow. That's a big age difference. Yeah. So, guess you don't have any problems with them fighting?
No.
No. Okay. So, where do you live now?
In Hot Springs.
Okay. And where were you born?
Des Moines, Iowa.
Oh. So how did you end up getting here?
I have family here.
Okay. When did you move?
In 93.
Okay. And so what brings you in here today?
I'm having a really hard time driving over bridges.
Okay. Is this something new that just developed, or has this been a lifelong?
I mean, it's always been there, but lately it's been really bad.
Getting worse.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, and how are you feeling today about coming into therapy?
I'm okay.
Okay. Have you ever had therapy before? Okay, so this is all kind of new to you. So, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of go over, you said you came in today because you were having problems going over the bridges.
Mm-hmm.
So what we're going to do is kind of discuss those thoughts and feelings and see how they're affecting you and what we might can do to improve those.
Okay.
Okay. So we're just going to kind of go over an instance. Let's just say you're going to work and or anywhere, and you're about to go over a bridge. How does that make you feel?
Really anxious.
Okay. So before you get to the bridge, what is your initial thought that occurs before getting there?
The bridge is going to fall.
Bridge is going to fall. And you feel, because you have that thought, it makes you feel what?
Really anxious.
Anxious?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so what's your normal behavior towards those thoughts?
I'll avoid the bridge.
I'll
go a different way.
And if you have to go over a bridge because there's no other option, what kind of physiological effects does it usually occur?
I have a hard time breathing. Just feel my heart pounding. Start sweating. The stomach gets upset.
Wow.
Just like a panic feeling.
Okay. So this is really something we want to work on because it's causing you some physical stressors also. Okay. Has there ever been an instance that you have been on the bridge and had any kind of accident or anything that caused you maybe some anxiety in the past?
When I was little, like 5 or 6, we had a car wreck, and it wasn't a bad wreck, but we had to wait on the bridge until the police got there. You can feel the bridge moving and all the cars going by. It was scary.
Yeah, but that was very scary. So you kind of feel like that having that incident occurred may be a reason why you have anxiety about going over bridges now?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's kind of get into those thoughts a little bit more, and I'm going to ask you some questions about those thoughts, and let's see how you feel about them. Okay. So, is there any evidence that you have that bridge is going to fall?
I mean, just what you see on the news.
Okay. So you've seen on the news that there's been bridges that's fallen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Is there any evidence against a bridge falling?
I mean, cars are on the bridge all the time and it doesn't fall. So.
Okay. So there's been certain instances where there might have been a bridge fall and crash, and then there's been more instances that they haven't.
Well, yeah. It's
okay.
just I know it's kind of a crazy fear, but
Well, that's okay. We're just kind of going to go through these discussions and kind of think about both sides of it, okay, and come up to maybe what is possible to happen, okay? So, what do you feel like the most realistic outcome would be if you went over a bridge?
I mean, I know that I'll probably be okay.
Okay.
I mean, I've gone over a bridge and other people go over a bridge. It's just,
And what's the worst that could happen if you went over a bridge?
if the bridge does collapse.
Okay. But the best outcome would be what?
I make it across the bridge fine.
So what would be a more realistic outcome of it? Let's just say the worst is that the bridge is going to fall. The best outcome is that you're going to cross it.
Yeah.
So is there anything in the middle that you think could possibly happen?
I mean, I think that I'll probably go across the bridge and I may feel a little movement and stuff, but I think it'll be okay.
Okay, good. Okay. So let's say you're talking to your friend and she comes to you and says, Lisa, I'm having so much anxiety going over bridges. I just do not know what to do about it. What advice do you have to tell me? What would you recommend to your friend?
Probably show her statistics of how often it really happens.
Okay.
Because, I mean, it's rare.
Okay. Is that something that helps you, though, when you look at statistics and think about it?
I know that it's probably okay, but I just have this fear, all this anxiety.
Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to look more into your thoughts, okay? And we're going to try to look at the scenario in a different way with different thoughts, okay?
Okay.
So, because sometimes when we change our thoughts, we change our emotions, and that leads into changing reactions and behaviors. So Lisa's going over a bridge, and instead of her thinking, oh, this bridge is going to fall, what if you had a thought that this bridge is strong? It's gonna hold really for years and years and years. It's not gonna fall. Just think about that. Kind of sit there and think about that in your head for a second. If you had that thought before going over a bridge, what do you feel your emotion would be?
I think that would help me just get that in my mind that it is okay, it's safe.
Okay. Do you feel like you would be anxious?
Normally, yeah, but I think if I would think those thoughts before going over instead of thinking about the worst, that maybe it would help my anxiety.
Okay. So you feel like you may be a little bit more calm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if you were to be less anxious, more calm, what do you feel like your behavior reaction would be to that positive thought?
Maybe I wouldn't have that panic attack.
Okay. So can you kind of understand how replacing a negative thought with a positive thought can bring positive emotions and better reactions?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you think that would be helpful for the next time you go over a bridge?
I could try it.
You can try it? Okay. Would you like to write that down to kind of remind yourself to try that next time you go over a bridge?
Okay.
Do you have any other coping strategies that you use for when you know you're going to be going over a bridge?
I don't really know, other than avoiding the bridge is what I usually do if I can. Otherwise, I just know that this is getting ready to happen and get really stressed out.
Are there anything that you do right now to relieve stress for any other situations that could possibly be used in a vehicle?
I could listen to music.
Okay, so music. Music helps us to relax. It also can be a distractor.
Okay.
Get your mind off of that. Is there any other techniques that you think could be valuable?
I can't really think of anything.
Okay. What about if what about if you did some deep breathing exercises?
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of slowly pulse down, kind
Yeah.
of relax you a
definitely
little
need
bit.
that.
Yeah. Okay, so we can try that. So what techniques do you have right now written down?
To tell myself that the bridge is strong.
Okay.
And that I'll be safe. Can listen to music.
Okay.
And then some deep breathing.
Okay. Good. Okay, so now we're going to work on. I have a little sheet that I would like us to kind of work on together today. It's called a cognitive conceptualization diagram, and here's you one.
Okay.
So we're going to kind of work on this together, and we're only going to work on one situation today, and it kind of makes us evaluate the way our thoughts and our feelings. So we're going to do one of them today together, and then for your homework next week, I would like you to do another situation.
Okay.
Okay, and then if you feel confident and you want to do the third situation, you can. Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to start down here with emotions and behavior. What kind of emotion did you have?
Increased anxiety.
Okay.
A lot of anxiety.
And what was the behavior related to that emotion?
Either I would avoid the bridge or I'd have like a panic attack.
Okay. And when you were having that, what automatic thought just popped in your head?
The bridge is going to collapse. I'm going to die.
Okay. And what do you think the meaning was of that thought?
I don't know. I can't control going over the bridge. I just feel maybe vulnerable.
Okay. So the meaning was that you were vulnerable, fearful.
Yeah.
Okay. And so one of your core beliefs would be that you were vulnerable then.
Okay.
Okay. Is that kind of what you're saying to me? Do you have any other core beliefs?
Just being so scared.
Scared. Okay. Do you happen to feel helpless at all?
Yeah, because I don't have the choice. I have to go over a bridge sometimes.
Okay. Now, are these all feelings that are just related to going over the bridge? Is there any other times in your life that you feel anxiety like this?
Normally, I'm fine.
Normally, so it's just related to going over bridges. Okay. And the relevant life history, we kind of went over that earlier.
Yeah,
You said you were in a car wreck when you were 5, going over a bridge. Okay. And what kind of assumptions have you made about going over a bridge?
If I just avoid the bridge, I'm fine. I mean,
Okay.
That's the only time that I have a problem. So if I just can avoid it.
Okay. And as of right now, what kind of coping skills are you using to deal with
Right
that?
now, I haven't used any.
No coping skills, except for avoidance. Okay. So do you understand the process of this
Yeah.
form? Okay. I'm going to give you a simpler version of it.
Okay.
And I want you to work on it next week if you don't mind. So if you don't mind writing that down, we can put that down as homework.
Okay.
Okay. So, can you summarize what we've gone over today?
We talked about the anxiety I have about bridges and some things that I can do to maybe help with that.
Okay, and what were those things again?
Music, deep breathing, and telling myself that the bridge is strong.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else that you need to remind yourself of about this session?
That I'll be okay. It'll be okay.
Okay. And what kind of goals do you want from therapy for this week?
To be able to drive over a bridge without a full-blown panic attack, maybe.
Okay. Is that a goal for this week?
It's not going to happen in 1 week.
Okay. Well, I don't want you to feel like that's something that you have to do, week 1 of therapy. So, this week, let's work on, like you said, changing your thoughts. So let's just maybe possibly think about going over a bridge,
Okay.
and then trying to change those positive thoughts, because even the thought of going over a bridge makes you anxious, right? So let's just try to start thinking about some positive thoughts related about going over bridges, and see how those kind of make you feel. Possibly learning to do some deep breathing exercises at home before you're in that state of anxiety.
Okay.
Kind of get some practicing on that. And obviously music, you said you wanted to do that. Working on the form that I gave you, okay? And if you have any problems with it, don't stress about getting it completed. We can finish next week, but I just wanted to kind of get you to look at that. And hopefully you will be able to see that those negative thoughts can be turned into positive thoughts and have less anxiety going over a bridge.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anything else I could have done today to help to do better with the session?
No, I feel better just kind of talking about it a little bit.
Okay. Okay. Well, it was very nice to meet you, and I will see you next week on Friday at the same time.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.